Start off way. All right, we good. Everybody breathe in. Everybody alive.
Hey, Ali,
wait.
you know to Lindsay.
Yeah, boy.
Ali, you know to Lindsay.
Recent sound cash now.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, morning. Peace, love, and happiness.
Morning.
Morning.
Welcome to BTA podcast episode 18. I am Ali.
We didn't
Yeah,
We're
joined by
nearly there.
Rajiv, Lachlan,
Hello.
Hey.
Meet, and Sharma.
Yes.
And today, first
I'm
and
disappointed with
foremost,
that on Sharma, but I'm not gonna lie to you.
how y'all doing?
How you doing?
7.
Yeah, boy. Nice one.
You really think long and hard about
Really
that
on
one.
top of the game tonight, fellas.
Yeah.
Tonight for sure, you're on top of the game.
Mhm.
We still started earlier than
Yeah.
like when we normally started, right?
Yeah, that's what we accomplished.
That's the important thing. We still have half hour.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel a solid 8 after that sound test.
Yeah, honestly,
Nice.
It will see the light of day
Trying to
at some
figure out
point.
how this episode going to surpass that sound test.
Upload the sound test. For
It's
sure.
really bad.
Yeah, we done. Just upload the fucking sound test.
Yeah, that's the episode.
I'll upload it separately, maybe.
I'm hoping to reach 9 by next week. If I can reach 9 by next week, then I will have truly made it.
9 what? Oh, 9 on the
On the
KMB.
KMB.
Why Lachlan sound like he fast forwarded?
What?
I don't
You
know.
living fast.
You
living fast and dying young.
1.75.
How?
That's how I listen to my lectures.
Anyways, this episode brought
Oh
to you
my
by the
God.
following struggle tweet. And let me just pull up the translation.
Thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
Make sure to play the original.
Yeah, prepare your ears in advance, please. Noise warning potentially. And
Oh,
go.
is that serious?
亲爱的招聘人员，我是滑铁卢大学心理学专业的2年级学生，并且对中条商业发展和租责代表职位感兴趣。我相信，作为 RENTSPACE 小林的一部分，我可以为您的目标做出积极的业线，变相则过程更有效率，对潜在客户考价值。我对互动工作很自然。这是我在以前的行政至私人员配位的。我相信这些先例的事业已经开发了在您的组织中取得成功所必须的可转移技能，尤其是您需要能够的行多任务并快速的应对需求的人员。基于我以前的工作经验，我相信我有能力为您的使命做出支线。我在等受行业的时间使我变得灵活、适应和专注。我必须时刻保持紧如，同时要以礼貌和高效的本度服务于客户。我认为这批经验将使我无图地数入队。在中国大企业，我有经学习了中日文化，并获得了通高级态。我相信这种经验变我成为法职位所期的多听和分析个人。在后下来的几国里，我期的通过访谈进一步讨论我们潜在的未来工期。被选中填补的空缺是一种迷信。
Is it done? Oh my god!
Yeah, boy.
Open original.
Is it done?
Thank you.
I think it's done.
Thank
I
you,
feel like
Google.
every time we ask, it keeps going.
What
Thank
were
you,
we
Google.
doing?
Text to speech.
Well, you could follow us.
Honestly, fellas, for a second, I think I reached 9.
You can follow us on
You know,
Twitter at
honestly-
BTA Struggle TW2S for more of this.
I reached 9 too. I adore the
Honestly,
world.
you could just have that like playing in the background the entire time at like 5% volume. I think that would make it. That would really make this episode.
That would just add to the experience.
Also, I hope that wasn't offensive to any. What language is that in again? Cantonese?
I
To
can't
any
even
Chinese people?
remember.
It's probably she's probably speaking Mandarin, but
Okay, yeah, the
the
joke
characters
was,
are Chinese
let me
traditional
explain
type.
this before I get myself into trouble. The
Well,
joke
simplified.
was, I'm currently job switching right now. It's not going well. And this job was like, yeah, it's a bonus if you can speak Mandarin or Cantonese or both. So I translated my entire job letter into Mandarin using Google Translate.
And he really did it too.
Yeah, we
He
were all
really
there.
did. He didn't send it. Thank God.
So
You didn't send it, right?
No, I did not.
So I was thanking God that he didn't send it, and then you check if he didn't send it.
You never know.
Also, anybody, Waterloo, want to hire a marginally adequate individual?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Glowing recommendation.
Let's go.
Marginally adequate.
Jonathan,
Hey, we got
marginally
young
adequate
people.
Ali. So yeah. Anybody else have like anything to say to like reflect on just the past, 10 minutes of this
I don't
absolute
think-
clusterfuck of a day?
I do not think we will ever be able to pass that struggle.
No. I think genuinely this is our peak. I think this is peak BTA content. This is what people came for.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I trying to pay my nails and I keep laughing and facing my fingers.
To be fair, you were laughing before.
To be completely fair about it.
for context, we were reading the Peanut Punch story like we said we're going through for a sound test. And Sharma absolutely fucking combusted.
It hit just
Hey,
as
the
hard as
snowman,
the
hurry.
day it was first told,
Hold
somehow.
Yeah.
Absolutely glorious.
I can't even
No,
like
no,
remember the
you see-
line, so I was like laughing at it too.
It's totally different when you're the one saying it. It's a sort of energy you can't really replicate listening.
Right,
It's
yeah.
something that when you say it for yourself, it
You don't realize how
sounds
ridiculous it is unless you start reading it.
absurd. But when you say it, it's like, oh, we could follow along. This man making some sort
You
of
know,
sense.
like if
But-
you think about it, right? He makes perfect sense. He just says it in the most ridiculous way, and that's why we appreciate Ali as a.
It's a great story. I love it.
That's the only reason that we appreciate
And the
it.
best part is that it's
Well,
true. It actually happened to me. It was great.
Really did.
I still waiting to hit up your cousin and see if he
Eh,
could actually
you
show
know,
me around.
Fun fact, I have
all of
not
us-
seen him since that day. And that was
Right.
like almost
I
10
really
It
years.
was a figment of imagination.
No, like I could ask my dad about it at some point because
Wait,
he's the one like who knows the
Ali.
place.
I was
Ali,
having a coked up
when-
delusion.
when are we all going Aruba to meet your cousin Brandon?
Why you
Yeah,
want to go to
Ali.
Aruba and not just the Port Spin Market to get the punch?
No,
We
no,
want
no.
To
we
meet your
want-
we have
cousin
to go with
Brandon. The man
Brandon.
tell you
Yeah,
what.
you said you said he's very nice in the show around Aruba, even though there isn't much to.
Don't
Well,
tell me
I
I was
haven't
capping when
actually-
you said he was very nice.
No, he's cool, right? But it's just, I've never been to Aruba.
Well,
Well, let's
we
go.
could all
Let's
change
read.
that. We could change that together as a group.
BTA trip to Aruba.
You're not trying to go Aruba with the boys?
On God?
Yeah, I mean like
That sounds like
Sharma
free
has,
Because I'm
content.
not.
yeah.
Sharma has
Like,
what?
Sharma has the long list of places she wants us all to visit as a group, so we may
That
as
is
well
true.
start off somewhere close by. Like
Imagine
Aruba.
if we do a podcast in Aruba, bro.
Oh my god.
We can actually
Okay.
arrange for this. This can
With
happen.
no announcement that we are going to be in Aruba next episode, the next episode just starts in Aruba. We're like, anyway, yeah, we're in Aruba. And I think when you mentioned it, we covered the entire episode.
We're gonna go tell all of our Ruben fans, like Brandon, I assume.
No, I don't think he listens to the podcast.
People
How
are
would
probably
you
get
thinking
Ali
this
exists?
podcast.
Not going to lie.
Wait. Is Brandon's last name also Ali?
No.
Could we have two Alis?
No, it's not.
Do you have any cousins named Ali?
Nobody could be a second
Yes,
Ali.
I just don't
Love
know
that.
What
them.
about the many people that last name is
Well, then
Ali,
find them
including
and
his
put them
Yeah,
on
family?
but yeah, but
Or
it is
get your
specific
brothers.
Jonathan Ali energy for Ali. It's a different.
Amira's
What the
last name
type
is
of
Ali.
not
It's his
you.
brand.
Whose last name's Ali?
Amira. Oh, I was supposed to shout out to
Amira's
Amira.
last name is Muhammad.
Today
Hey,
is
shout out to me. Today is Appreciation Day,
yeah.
by the way.
Amira Appreciation Day.
If
Shout
you're
out to
listening
Amira.
this, you better appreciate me
Yes,
for I will come to
shout
your
out
house and
Amira.
sniff your socks.
I wonder if she bothers to listen to these.
She's-
Amira, if you listen to these, let us know. And then she will never
She
reach
said
out.
she might try to come on either next week or the Boxing Day episode. We'll see.
Hey, shout out to me.
The Boxing Day episode looking kind of hype. There's
Hey,
some, I
yeah,
won't bother to
sure.
like spoil like who coming on it yet, but it kind of cool.
What?
There's some big names in the
Wait,
business.
don't we have 20 episodes in all?
Yes,
Boxing Day is in like 2 weeks.
Oh wait, I mislabeled that one. Whoops, that was supposed to be episode 9. This is episode 18, not 19.
What?
I mislabeled
You
it in
never
my
know what
notes.
damn episode it is, but
Oh, okay.
And you see, you're on my case for forgetting it's Saturday every week. But you
yes,
can't
and we will
count
continue to be on your
But
case
like,
for
this is a
forgetting it's
singular
Saturday every
mistake.
week.
This is not an every week thing, Rajiv.
Okay,
We will
It's
continue
not
to be
my
extraordinarily
fault.
on your case about that.
wait, what number did I say at the beginning of the episode? Because last week I said it was
18.
episode 18, even though it was number
I
17.
don't recall even saying a number.
He said 18.
Okay, cool. We good then.
Because then I
Okay,
responded with,
star
we did a lot of
pupil.
episodes.
God.
Because that was when I responded with, we did a lot of episodes. And then that was how this whole chaos started.
Nice.
Yes.
Alright. Anyway, you all ready to get into it?
Honestly, we didn't even need a topic list this time. We could have just done this for an hour.
You sure?
Okay, well, we have a list. Shit.
Well,
God.
kinda.
Yeah, me take it away.
Huh? What?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait,
Do your thing.
isn't the price section at the end?
No, me going at the top.
What's going on?
We're shaking it up.
No, you're not,
Okay.
because
That was
I'm
a
in a
horrible
dungeon
Okay.
in Final Fantasy. I have no idea what's going on.
Never mind. Me not going to tell the story right now.
Not at all.
Well, it's only less. Y'all want to talk about the cable first then before we talk about Kelly's birthday party?
Sure.
I just hear
I
something
feel like there's
fall
not
down.
much to say, so we can get through it
Alright.
quickly. You want me to resend the letter?
I think I have it.
Before we
Alright,
start, right? Before we start, I just want to know, why is it called Cave Hill?
Because that's the hill that the school is on.
Why
Does
is the
the hill
name
have
of the
a
hill
cave?
Cave Hill?
No, I feel like there's
Is-
probably a hill. A
Does
cave
the
on
hill
top.
have
Like,
a cave?
I do not know. I don't know.
There might be like
Possibly.
a cave on the hill or something.
I see.
Hold on, let me message some of my friends that go there and then see if they can enlighten me. And if I get a response by the episode's end, then the people will be educated.
Nice.
And if you don't, then well.
Well,
Then
anyways,
you will just
this got posted on Twitter. This big ass letter. The
I can
TLDR.
provide context because I asked some actual students just to
Yeah. Go ahead. Take it away.
Okay, so basically, oh shoot, I probably should have refreshed myself before the episode. This is what happens when you guys do an episode an hour early. But basically, as far as I remember, of course, like we're dealing with like COVID and whatnot. So like things are quite. Hold on, I'm gonna like the 30-second voice note. My friend said,
What is we going to tell you?
Okay, mute your mic while I
I
talk
need to
about
tell
it.
you what.
Yeah, just mute your mic while I talk about it. Mute your mic and listen to the voice
Alright.
note while I talk to it, yeah. So, yeah. The TLDR from this giant letter from the dean of the faculty to, it was addressing the student body, is that he is upset about the number of complaints he has received about, how the workload is this term, what's going on, how the students are rating the teachers, the workload, the exams. And he's going through all these complaints, and basically he's trying to say that you should not be complaining, and instead you should just try harder. And then there was...
But also, the reason why he didn't even post the letter was because people were complaining about one specific lecturer because she gave them a midterm that wasn't approved by the examinations board, right?
Oh.
And so for finals, they told the students that your midterm is now null and void and your final is 100%. And everyone was upset. So that's why everyone was emailing and complaining to the dean. But the dean just is ass.
Yeah.
well, that's the context I just... Yeah, Sharma said it.
God damn it.
Yeah,
I think...
yeah.
I think it was also the fact that like they found out like a matter of like days before the actual exam that like everything was running right. And then from what I heard, of course, the exam was not great.
Yeah, I
and
heard the exam was like absolute shit.
Yeah. So like, of course, like with that, a lot of students were upset because like Yui was giving them like the runaround and like basically putting like last minute putting all of their like stake for this course on an exam that was absolutely awful. And then for this, I mean, I don't think people can actually read the letter right now. But like I read this letter and like it just got progressively worse and I was just laughing my ass off the entire
like I was following it for a while, right?
He was very condescending.
Yeah, I was following it for a while. And then I hit the second page where he says, I have been doing this for 2 months now. And I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, you have no experience dealing with students at all.
Yeah.
The one line that took me the one like sentence that took me out was, where is it? I think it was like, virtually none of you have communicated anything positive about your experience
Yeah,
at
that too.
Caterville.
And it's like, bro, you are the dean. People are emailing you their
apparently that is more
concerns.
cause for complaint than concern in that dean's
I
point
was
of view.
saying,
Like that's disgusting.
yeah.
I know,
Because like my whole thing was like this, right? And
Yeah.
like, because like when you're an institution, like any kind of institution that's providing any kind of service to like any kind of like group of people, especially if that service is an essential service whose main focus is to, you know, help people better their lives, it is your job to make sure that the people that you're providing the service to are getting the most out of this service, especially something fundamental like education. So now, if you, like a person in charge of a section of an educative, is that a word?
If you are the dean of a board.
If you are the dean of a board at a university and your students are telling you that there's like fundamental issues that are getting in the way of their learning, like for instance, telling them last minute that their entire like GPA is now writing on this one exam, like that's obviously like
something went wrong there, yeah.
Something went wrong. And if you're going to look at people and just say, yeah, I say also the excuses that he made too, because it was literally like he had said something somewhere. He had said like, was the exam hard? Well, life is hard, and like we have like all these like, and he was talking about how like like
Holy shit,
lawyers and like judges and like what's prosecutors.
The
and
grass
stuff.
is greener where you water it and some bullshit like that.
Yeah, boy. And that's the thing, right? Because the grass is greener.
Basically saying life is hard. Deal with it. We don't care.
Nah, because he was basically saying like, yeah, life is hard, but like that's where you're supposed to prepare them for life, not give them challenges that will not allow them.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, this was such like manufactured struggle. This wasn't just like an expected course of difficulty. This was something that people aren't adequately, equipped to deal with. That you are directly causing, and it is, entirely your fault, and you're supposed to, make sure that these things don't happen.
Yeah. One sentence I just came across again, which is, above all else, I encourage to jettison the victim narrative. You are privileged to attend the excellent law faculty and to learn from the quality of academics amongst stellar students. And it's like, it's literally just like saying like, yeah, you're here getting an education, you should feel good, and that because of that, you should just take what you get.
Yeah.
It
just feels like this is 100%, the type of individual who will lower the quality of this institution.
Yeah. It's basically someone who has like no like form of accountability, essentially. Yeah. Because in their eyes, it's just like, it's very much like, I'm right all the time, and clearly like any complaints you have are actually your problems. Even if like everyone else is like coming at me with these complaints, it's all your problem. I am the one who is in the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rajiv, you have anything to say? Thanks, Lachlan. Rajiv, because I remember before we started, like, you were actually reading the whole thing.
I was reading the whole thing. It was a very unfortunate piece.
Oh, yes.
Like, no, like, if you had just ended on the first page, if you had ended on the first page, right, it would have been, like, a little aggressive, but otherwise
less
acceptable.
of a shitstorm.
Yeah. But then you start with the second page with, I have been the dean for 2 months. And then it just kind of descends from there into just constantly berating the students.
It starts off that second page with a banger.
Yeah, I can't describe like the whiplash reaction that I had.
I have been in this position for less time than you have been in that court. Let's go.
Yes.
True.
List, my word is law.
Yeah. I also found a tweet from someone in the course that said, we had 5 hours to do an exam, which had 3 sections. Each section came up to 1,500 words, basically. Due to flow's inconvenience, we were given 9 hours. Section 1 had 2 short answer questions, 700 words each. Section 2, problem question with 5 subsections. Section 3, essay question.
That is shitty.
Red peanuts suffering.
Yeah, boy.
I wish Puff was here because Puff is like doing law, so like I think her opinion would be valuable here.
Yeah,
a regular law exam is pain and suffering.
She wouldn't have more to say than, well, I believe that have more to say than what we already said because the exams for each campus is different. It's not like the same exam throughout.
Yeah.
That's true.
So she wouldn't have the same thing, but she would probably just complain about law faculty because there's a bunch of us. But
What?
I didn't say that.
Mhm.
I am lucky in the sense that I haven't had to deal with anybody too terrible in terms of academia yet at the university level.
Yeah.
Endless stories about high school and how I hated most of the teachers I had there. But like university itself has not
don't
been too
jinx
bad.
Don't
Yeah,
jinx
like,
it.
actually.
Don't jinx. Yeah,
Well,
I still have 3 years to
Yeah.
go, so you never know. But
Like we've had like similar issues of people like complaining that like course material was too hard. But like what actually happened then was that like days after they gave that complaint, we then got like the worst exam I've ever taken in my life. But then like after that, they actually listened to us and the work started getting easier and more manageable. And as a result, I like my mental health in general overall improved. And my like performance in the course
Oh,
has gone
nice.
improved because like they actually listened and gave us work we could manage more with the already painful workload and all the other stresses that come from
yeah, dude, like Watson
doing something.
professors are so nice, dude.
Take note.
Yeah, they're just chill.
No, like a lot of them just like actively try to help you, and it's cool.
I just want to say my main complaint for this semester is already work has been hard, whatever. We all understand that. But for one of my courses, I had a midterm middle of October, right? And we still didn't get back the mark for it.
Oh,
And this guy was like, you'll get back the mark
This
on
guy.
this day at this specific time. It's been 2 weeks since then. And when we email him,
You're like
he says that he's sick, right? But other people who have had courses with him say that every time he gives you back your marks late, he always uses the excuse that he's sick. So I don't believe him.
That man said I'm on the couch taking some TV. He's like, next week for it.
you know what? Yeah, I have a
My
course
We're gonna
like
tell my
that.
lion.
I have a course
Yeah.
with 3
We're gonna
TAs,
tell
and it takes multiple weeks for my stuff to get graded. And I'm just like, what? There's 3 of you. Like, come on.
My man really said he could mark 200 scripts a day. We did the exam last week, and he said results will be out by the 30th. Come on, man.
They need to like hold
Yeah.
lecturers accountable when they have deadlines for marks.
Yeah.
Because that's just really unfair.
Yeah.
Because everybody else has deadlines. At least like respect your students and use and keep up to like your own deadline. Like I don't understand.
The worst
I
is
feel
like,
that's like the double standard that we see a lot with like education, where it's like students are expected to like meet deadlines with like no like problems or anything. You just have to meet it. But then when it comes to professors, it's just like, yeah, like we can mark it whenever. We can take our time.
I mean, like, there's one I would give some leniency to because she is the lecturer, she is the tutor, she's also the marker for the entire course. So there's a lot of stuff going on for her.
She's a tutor and she had to mark the whole
We're in
thing.
the
That's kind of
same.
weird.
Yeah.
We're in the same faculty,
really
me and
cool.
Rajiv, and like there's a lot of cases like that where there's like one person doing a lot in a course.
Yeah.
So we kind of understanding of it. But at the same time, we get our marks back pretty reasonable times, I think. And in our faculty, at least, when the lecturers that I have, when they say, okay, you get your marks back by this point, and like you don't get it, it's always because of a very understandable reason. And then whatever's the next date that they give you, they say you're gonna get by, just make sure to get by that time. So I think the faculty of science and technology just kind of elite, and the rest of it is waste of time.
I think you should.
Okay.
I think Nikolai,
Okay,
you
hard
should
luck,
say
Sharma.
the
Okay,
department
it's
of
fine.
computer science is
Nah,
elite.
it's fine.
Speak for yourself because I'm in the same faculty and I don't get the
we
same
good.
treatment. Shit.
the worst is like when I have
We
like
all unanimously
multiple assessments. But we lost Rajiv. The
Oh,
worst is
sorry,
when
Rajiv was
multiple assessments for a course, right? And like I'll do one, and it'll take so long to mark it that it'll be time for the second one, and I still don't know like how I did on the first.
Yeah, does he seem happening? I hate it.
Yeah, because like
something like that was gonna happen in one of my courses, and then it was happening for understandable reason that I may or may not have caused. But then the teacher said, "I don't want you guys to like get the marks like the day of, so we'll have the exam like a day later. We got another day before the exam because of
yeah,
so basically you're welcome to people in my class, but
Allegedly.
also That was allegedly. Allegedly, you're welcome. In a hypothetical scenario.
Yeah. You know what we should have done? We should have listened to. We should have went back to one of the episodes, whichever one it was, where we talked about our first week of school, and compared it to now.
Yeah.
We should have done that. You know, we'll do that next week.
Honestly, we should, because I feel like I have a lot to say. Like, a lot's happened since then.
Yeah, see.
Like the semester. Yeah. I mean, we're both finishing up exams like this week, so
I have 2 exams tomorrow that I was supposed to be studying for.
I have an exam right now, but I have until 7 a.m. to do.
I had an exam this morning I was supposed to do.
You were supposed to.
That's a joke. That's a joke. It's a joke.
Oh, okay.
Knowing your track record, I had to take it seriously.
I've only missed one exam ever. I've only ever missed the one Caribbean Civ exam.
Allegedly. Same allegedly.
Yeah. But that was because, well, I could tell that story for a little bit because we're almost to the half hour. But basically, I was traveling home from Grand Bazaar. Yeah, I was slamming in Grand Bazaar.
I thought you was going to say Grandy.
Nah, why don't they?
Dying.
Yeah. But I was in Grand Bazaar, and this is the day of Caribbean Civ. If there's anybody who's been to UE, and Caribbean Civ, you have the big multiple choice exam with a decent portion of your grade. Right? So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go home, do that exam. I'm gonna be good. I prepared. I know all the material, mostly. It was one of the courses I was like actively paying attention to, right? Like I like that course. So yeah, I was lamming in Grand Bazaar. It might have been my birthday. I can't even remember. It might have been my birthday because that's why I was in Grand Bazaar. Or maybe it was somewhere else. Sometime else. But yeah, I was like, what?
What?
What was that?
What was what?
Just go over the story.
Whatever, yeah.
Good idiot.
So yeah, at Grand Bazaar, and to get to Grand Bazaar to the bus route, you had to take a taxi. And I was like, I'm not trying to take a taxi. Let me walk. Now in my head, I'd never made this walk before, but I was like, you know what? It's not that long. I go walk, and it was very long. And there's no pavement on the highway, so I walk.
Wait.
It wasn't nice. I was
Isn't that
walking on the
illegal?
flyover. Yeah, I was walking on the flyover, and then like on some like roads, and then I was walking in the middle between the two roads after like Lockjack. Up to, well, you probably know the route, but like yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be on that road.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be walking there. I learned that the hard way because I was exhausted, and I finally make it all the way up to Mount Hope onto the bus route, take a maxi, get home. I had to walk, from the taxi stand all the way to home too. That was the next big walk. Anyways, I reach home, and the first thing I do is knock out and sleep until 10 p.m. in the night, which is when the exam period closes. So I wake up just in time to see that I missed this exam completely. And that was my UE experience.
And then he dropped off and ran off to Canada.
Then I dropped out to school. Yeah, I still passed the course.
And escaped the country.
That was the only course I passed because I didn't bother writing any of my other finals in UE. So yeah. Anyways, we're about halfway through. So everybody go ahead, drink water.
Yes, yeah, I'll go and get some juice. I'll be back in like 20 minutes.
Ricky?
We're gonna be done with the podcast in 20 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes.
Nah, this is gonna be a long one.
Oh god.
He's right.
Mid-episode check-in, fellas. How y'all doing?
We're definitely doing.
I feel like at least we settled down from like all the, stuff that was going on beforehand.
This is a good time to
yeah. It don't make sense waiting for Rajiv because I genuinely think he'll be going for a sizable amount of time.
I don't think Rajiv's gonna be going for that long, but like we can just continue and he can just stop back in.
No, didn't he say earlier that he was just going to go eat at some point during the podcast?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't listening to him. I wasn't here, to be fair.
Okay, sure. So yeah, Sharma, you ready to move on to Kelly's birthday party story, or?
Alright, sure. I mean, okay, you start off because I'm not exactly sure what you want me to say.
Okay. So this is the story of how me and Sharma met.
Oh god.
Hey, welcome back though.
Oh jeez.
For
Hi, guys.
context,
Okay.
Hey, Dillon.
I met Kelly
Ali, don't worry.
in like when it was 2018 or some. I met Kelly a while ago, and it was like, yeah, birthday party.
Definitely met.
I met her. I don't know why I started with that. That was a dumb place to start.
Yeah.
The
Anyway.
party was in 2018.
It was?
God.
No, I mean you
No.
before that then. No, I meet Kelly when I was in UE.
The party was 2019.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was in UE in
I don't
2017.
know why I started join this call and immediately choose violence. I don't know why.
Yeah, so
No, the party was 2018.
it was the same year I
It was
left.
It was
So it was
the same
19.
Kelly left. Was
2019.
Okay, fine.
God damn it,
Nice, okay.
It's not even important.
That's not important.
Yeah, it's not. But I met her in 2017. That's important. Anyways, Irish party. Well, for they know me. All they know is a man I really like Peter Punch. But second to that,
But secondary to that fact, that
I
we
also
all
like
are aware
alcohol.
of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know.
You don't talk. You the last person to talk.
Huh?
You.
That's
I
true.
agree with you.
I will send
Okay,
this podcast
tangent.
link to your mother.
Tangent. Hold on. I remember way back in 2016, we on a Discord call. Dillon say, "Hey fellas, are coming back." Dillon.
No, that's a lie. Because I did not drink a single drop of alcohol until September 2018. So you
2018
lying.
then. It's 2018 then. Whatever the year was.
God.
Dillon say, "Yeah,
Ow.
I'll come back." Dillon gone to the fridge.
So Hannah, I can't drink one we call it.
You get
I
away
forget what it
too
was.
defensive before I might even say anything troubling to you.
I
wait.
can't drink
You're
a
suspicious
single
big
Curry
man.
Bay in my room by myself.
It wasn't even Curry
On
Day.
a
Curry
call
Day
with my
didn't come
friend.
out yet.
Was-
It was Smirnoff Ice.
Was
you
that
just
the
say
time,
Curry Bay,
Dylan?
Dylan? Gosh.
Yes,
Was
Curry
that the
Bay.
time?
No, it was
Yeah, about
Smirnoff Ice.
yourself.
It was Smirnoff Ice, for sure.
No, because it don't make sense because my parents would never buy spoon of ice.
You buy it?
No, I
How is this
didn't.
important?
Ali, you weren't
You
there the
have
night
deviated
that
so far.
Dylan. You weren't there for
God
the
damn
event,
it.
right? When Dylan got drunk on.
Okay, that's different. I did get very drunk for those nights. Yes, that is very true.
The
Hey,
point
Dillon,
is,
remember that one call I came on and you just started saying all things?
Yeah, that was the one of two nights. That was the one of
Brilliant
two
That
nights.
was a fun
recount.
call. I enjoyed that, Dillon. I felt like you and I bonded that night.
the point is, Dylan is more of an
We
alcoholic
did.
than I am.
We really
All right.
No, I'm
How
not.
did you guys get this far off track?
Moving on.
I would just like to
Moving on.
defend myself and say
Moving on.
Now,
it's
shut
like
your
once every
mouth.
2 months, right?
It's okay. Now it is. But basically, that man,
Alright, yeah, you're right.
that man went to the fridge to get a bottle and just come
From
back and sit on in
October?
the Discord call.
Shut your mouth, Dylan.
No,
I
It
wanna
you
don't
see, right?
matter.
The difference is, right, that Ali doesn't come on the call when he's drunk, so we have no idea what the
That's
actual
true.
frequency is.
True.
Did he do that on the day that I left Orlando, though?
Yes.
Did
But
he?
no, like I wasn't super gone. And I just gave my headphones to Nalini. So she was doing all the talking.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, so like we have no idea what Ali's been doing far away in foreign lands.
The
I
point-
do admit from like October to August.
That's not even
I
point. Let
was
him
doing,
on
like,
sprung.
I don't care about the point.
Shut your mouth.
We're
I
so
do
care
off
what
track.
all.
Holy shit.
So
What?
I do remember one time I just randomly came into your room for something. You're just like, here's my half bottle of whiskey. I was like, all right, sure.
Hell yeah. Anyways, I think I have a half bottle in my cupboard. You know what? Next week I'm doing this episode drunk.
Drunk podcast, fellas.
Going crazy, fellas.
Hey, I would join you. I would join you, Ali.
Alright, yeah, okay. Next week we're doing it drunk. Let's go.
Lachlan,
Collie?
you're required to join
Let's
us as
Collie?
well. Collie?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
Oh
Collie,
my
how you
God.
doing? You
This
go.
story never getting finished, bro.
Yeah, okay. Let me get back this way. Get back this way.
alright, everybody shut up.
Anyways, so I met Kelly in 2017.
I mean, go ahead.
The year was 2017.
And Kelly's birthday was in 2019.
I mean,
Kelly's
she's not
birthday.
here.
Kelly's birthday is July 24th. She had the party the first week of August.
Yeah, all right, that's
Sharma.
true, because she put it off.
About a week or two before she left, yeah.
She doubled it
So
up
when
as
she
a going
put it
away
off,
party.
Yes.
like
Damn, efficient.
5
That's a good.
days,
She
5
doubled it
months
off as a
prior.
going away party, Collie.
Right.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
Anyways.
So yeah, I was saying, I like alcohol, and I start drinking a lot.
That's great.
I
Who's
show
your
up
favorite?
with a group of friends, but at the end of the night, I didn't even know where they went. They just disappeared. Right? Like, I did not keep track of them at all because I was drunk off my ass.
And you ended up in a completely different group of friends.
Yeah.
That's great.
Basically, at some point or the other, I sit down next to Sharma and her friends and just start talking.
Oh God, if
What happened, right? Because I still feel like you, even though I've told you this many times, I still feel like you don't remember, like it's blocked out of your mind. But when I met you, because you were friends with a friend that I had at the time.
We had a mutual friend, yes.
Yeah, we had a mutual. So I came to say hi to him and you was there. But you just started talking, right? And you had a sticky note on your
All right.
hoodie.
Right. But this was something I did while I was sober, right?
Yeah.
I wrote my name on a sticky note and tied it to my jacket hoodie string because I was like, yeah, this will make it easier to introduce myself to people when I'm drunk off my ass and can't speak.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not drunk right now?
Correct.
That's a call right there.
Exactly.
I don't know what you.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Sharma,
so I
continue.
think I was like, what does your sticky note say? And then you showed me and you was like, that's my name. And I was like, oh, okay. I can't remember if I introduced myself or if somebody else said it. And then I ended up hanging out with our mutual friend for like a bit for the night. And all of us were just talking and it was normal. It was normal. I didn't even think you were drunk. You seemed very normal. But I was talking to you for like an hour. And I had a beer. I had now opened the beer. I was drinking it. And you took it out of my hands and like started drinking like if it was yours. And I was like, who do you
Oh yeah, nah, he's
like,
do that with everybody.
I do not remember
yeah,
doing
but like
that. I don't remember that
How could you
happening.
yeah,
just
but like
steal a man's
Ali-
drink?
no, because I was kind of confused because like I don't know you from nowhere. You taking my drink.
No,
So what
Ali,
I
happened?
don't.
Ali, every time we go anywhere, right? You just pick the person you know the least and you stick the beer and you just drink it.
Ali, how do
Okay.
you feel?
Ali, what the hell?
I do
Alright,
not
Ali.
remember this.
Considering
Ali, what do you call
Sharma
this
say that,
drink?
right? That is the third instance of this happening. This
What?
happened twice before.
Ali, how do you
Ali is an
feel?
absolute
Not guilty.
alcoholic
Not
thief.
guilty. No, no.
Alcoholic thief. We caught him red-handed.
I do not believe this.
No matter what you believe.
Okay, but I don't know like anything what I'm saying, but I'm telling you that it's true in the case of me, right? And
What?
then my friends started coming next to me, like they started sitting next to me, and it turned into this big circle of me and my friends, and you and your one friend, and everybody just hung out for the night. That's literally how it went. It was normal. It was completely fine.
You
Yeah.
didn't think you didn't think he was creepy at the time? Like, on
He
God.
wasn't.
You,
No, he
I
wasn't
need you
creepy.
to
He
be
wasn't
really
creepy. He was
honest.
friendly.
No, it wasn't creepy, you know.
It
It wasn't
wasn't
creepy. It was
creepy.
just disrespectful.
Yeah, boy.
Alright.
At the time,
Alright.
I didn't think it was disrespectful. I was like, this man, something like he odd, but it's fine. All my
He
friends
odd.
odd. It was okay.
He just see a
Your
rule
friends-
and he's wanna break it, you know? Like the amount of times
You don't have to about like
I-
a real life
So,
criminal.
I don't
Like a
want to
criminal.
say the amount of time because there was only 2 instances, but in those instances it was like 10 times I told him, Ali, please do not jump the gate, and he does not listen to me.
Listen, I believe in you for that.
No, I remember. I
He didn't
remember
allow
that
us to jump the
specifically.
gate, he would not have jumped the gate.
I take Dillon by the
I just
shoulder.
remember all the things that you stole from V1 when we were living there.
The what?
How I would just go into your room and you just took posters from off the wall.
Yeah,
and
because they
just
were
had them.
advertising in all the like hallways. I was like, "Fuck you guys, no free advertising," and I would steal their posters.
What the
Okay,
fuck?
Ali.
What the fuck, Ali?
But yeah, I remember I take Dillon by the
Posters.
shoulder and drag him over to the wall in Kelly's yard. I was like, Dillon,
Yeah.
let me jump it.
Yeah, he was like, we jump it, and I was like, no. And he was like, I go in too, and I was like, no, you're not.
I do have a history of jumping gates in parties. I know that. Like I just see the gate and I just hop over.
I know that. That's
Man
what
is
like
an
me.
actual criminal.
You jump over
dude.
mine, you jump over
My
Joe on one.
goodness.
Yeah.
You do too much time.
Why?
Dog is that challenge?
I remember
It's
all
a
we was drunk, right?
challenge too.
All we was drunk, right? And then Joe and mommy specifically closed the gate because we keep going out on the road, right? And like obviously we having a party, you know, we had to stay in the compound, right? We can't just lime on the street. But like it's kind of comfortable to lime on the street sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
So like
That's me.
we keep going outside to close the gate so that we can't go outside. And then Ali just where was Ali? Who knows? Outside the gate.
Good job.
You good, man?
I died, but yeah.
The worst part too is that like he could have like, you know, like the gate wasn't locked. He could like slide the gate and walk outside, but no, he had to jump over the gate.
But then there was no challenge.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Another thing that happened at Kelly's party was that we was playing musical chairs. And Kelly fall down.
That you see the thing with that's not funny to me because it's just the norm. Like hearing Kelly fall down at any point anywhere in her life, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like Kelly.
It was the
yeah,
norm
well,
for me
funny.
too, right? But like at the same time, it was just so funny because she just went, and later she admitted that she like.
drunk and shit.
No, Kelly wasn't drunk at
Kelly
that
was
point,
drunk.
but not then.
You
She
all
wasn't
was
super
drunk.
gone. No,
Kelly
she-
was drunk.
You sure?
Kelly was tipsy at that point, but she was
That's not drunk.
like 5 minutes after.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Tipsy was not like a borderline.
Yeah.
like
Tipsy,
Kelly
not
was
that.
like-
That you know.
Yeah,
I
but
know
it's
Kelly was
Kelly.
tipsy like
so.
20 minutes after I reached.
But yeah, like she admittedly said that she was trying to get the DJ to help her cheat and to stop the music in front of her. Collie? She admitted
This
trying
podcast
to.
Christ.
She admitted trying to get the DJ to help her cheat and stop the music when she was in front of her chair. So she deserved to fall out. And yeah.
Cheaters never prosper.
And I did come second in musical chairs. I lost because the other girl cheated. As the reason. And also because I was drunk.
Yeah, all the girls cheated, right? And you just played the game
Yes.
fairly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I
Alright.
did.
Sounds like
I was there.
You
plausible
know,
Johnson Ali respects the rules.
yeah, you know, it's
There's one thing I know
Jonathan
about Johnson
Paragon
Ali
of
is
Johnson
that
Ali
he
respects the rules, but 5 minutes ago you all was saying
You don't
he
see
see
our
a rule
rule.
and he wants to break it.
He respects the
So
rules of the
you're
game.
He respects the rules and then respectfully breaks them.
anyways.
Now let's see what's the issue, Sharma.
Does
I
anybody...
remember the hunt for the mutual friend.
The what?
The hunt for the mutual friend.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Tell us what more you want from that.
I just wanted to make sure he remembered.
I do remember. But does anybody else have anything else to say about Kelly's birthday party?
It was fun.
You were there.
You don't know that. You didn't know me then. You wouldn't recognize me. I'm
Why
sure you
was
know
my
me
heart-
well.
that, Ali?
But what the fuck?
Hmm?
But yeah.
It was great.
It was
What's that mean?
definitely a very. There was definitely like a lot of other stories many other people could tell about that night, but I like having my own corner of that night.
Yeah.
I wish I could go.
What
on
are you-
We
my
got like
birthday.
3 more events that we can't talk about.
Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you too,
that's,
Collie. I didn't hear I just say we can't talk about it. What, man?
Why I say why not?
Yeah,
Moving on.
Collie
What's
got
so
smart.
explicit about
Moving
this
on.
situation?
Moving on.
Moving on.
Philip, tell the way.
But what the fuck? Hey,
Hi,
Kelly!
Collie boy. And
This good, this good, this good.
What even to talk about? Meet you on the Bible story now.
Wait, you didn't tell her yet?
Literally right this second, so no.
Okay.
What?
Get the Bible story then.
I'll tell you in a second. It's fine.
Oh, okay. How much time do we need to kill that?
Like a good
We could-
3 minutes, so you know now.
Okay, 3
We
minutes.
could talk about pets quickly.
No, we'll see
In
that
the
for the end. We'll see that
meantime-
for the end.
I feel like I had a story, but now I forgot what the story was.
What's your story, Ray?
Dylan, you want to talk about your sink?
My sink.
I was
Welcome
gonna
to my
talk
sink.
about pain.
What you mean what happened to your sink? You know what happened to your sink.
And Ali,
Ali,
break
I
your
think you
thing.
know what happened to that man saying one, and he knows
So,
it, to be honest with you.
we had a party by my house, you know. Everything going good. Ali get drunk, the usual. And
Usual.
so, I felt the call to go pee, right? So I was like, I'm gonna go pee. That's what you do when you had to go pee.
Yeah. I'm following.
So I went inside, I take my little, I let it flow, nice, had a good stream.
Why this is such an integral part of the story? Hold on.
Oh God, Hannah, I'm trying to party time. Y'all can't let me party time. Jesus
No,
Christ.
Do your thing now, man.
Oh god.
Party time better.
He said he needed 3 minutes. I'm stretching it out. Anyway.
It was
And,
25 degrees
yeah.
Celsius.
Yeah, no, that's cold, bro.
It was night.
That
It's
is
in the middle
not,
of the
that's not
fucking
that
night.
cool.
Anyway, yeah. I thought he was talking about the temperature of the pee. Anyway.
What?
Why you say that?
What is he doing?
Is that
man?
nitrogen-based light form or light form or like I said light form?
What
Yeah,
the
it's
hell
not
he
coming.
talking about? Somebody mute that man. Anyway,
I'll beat you. Stop it.
yeah. So I went
Go ahead.
and pee, and then I come back outside, and I have a sink, a concrete sink that is you can like scrub clothes on and stuff. I just come back outside, and it is broken, and I was like, "What happened?" And then through a consensus, I came to realize that Ali break the sink. So I walk up to Ali and I was like, Ali, how did you break the sink? Did you like fall and hold onto it? And he was like, no, I kick it. And I was like, so what you thought was gonna happen? He's like, I don't know. I was like, oh, what you mean?
Collie,
And I just story about the time
Colin,
that
control
Ali
yourself.
break my
sorry.
sink.
I'm sorry, okay?
But it's fine. We had to buy a new one. Okay. Hey, Hannah, stop talking, boy.
Oh god.
nobody was speaking when you started ball on the place.
That's so
Everybody
mean.
sounds at it, man. It's like, hey, hello.
This fucking
Let's have it
episode,
this way.
bro. What the fuck?
Episode.
Everything
I
is devolved after.
told you all we're not gonna be able to top the sound test with the actual episode. This whole episode is gonna
Yeah.
be lost to time.
The sound test had to go up first. The episode had to go up second, and then the mini episode had to go up third.
Oh my. For context, let me just say that I was drunk on my mind and I was going around kicking stuff, right? So I kicked the ground. I kicked this little like concrete thing Dillon had on in here. I kicked some
And everything-
chairs.
At that point, everything was
That's
going
the,
fine.
Yeah, everything was good. Then
And
I
Like your name is Tiger.
he hit Dillon's sink with like the least forceful kick you could imagine. He basically breathed on that sink
you watch me do it.
and it just crumbled to pieces. Yes.
Why you didn't stop me, bro?
watch me do it.
He raised his foot. His foot just like barely touched it. He lowered his foot. And as his foot is going down, the sink was just crumbling.
What
And
kind
we were
of sink
like,
is that, man?
Ali, what did you do? And Ali, being inebriated, one might say, was
Drunk
in
off my
disbelief as
ass.
to what was happening.
Yeah, I was
Ali
in
was
shock.
using
I was like,
20% of
what
his
the
power,
Man
fuck
like,
just
was like,
happened, bro?
I'm so sorry, Dillon. I was like, what? Dillon just reached out his head. He's like, what? What's going on?
I think I started
Yeah.
crying.
Oh yeah. I leave out that part because I walked outside and I didn't even see it broken yet. And he just come to me crying and he was like, Dylan, I'm so sorry. And I was like, what you do? What you do right now? Tell me what you do right now. Like, like when a dog has something in their mouth.
He's like, what?
Yeah.
What you
What's in
do?
your mouth?
Show me what you do right now.
He look at his thing. He's like, oh. Me
He's like,
again.
oh, I see.
I don't
Yeah.
really care.
Anyway, I'm
Was
So
it
who
again,
think
you
it was?
It was Dillon sink.
Oh my god. Guys are gonna cry.
Wow.
I mean, you pay for this thing, Dylan.
But
Guys
what
don't
the
have to
fuck?
ask. That's what I need to know.
But
You know, forget. Nobody will answer.
Colin, if
Just
you're
get
gonna
this
be like that,
break.
don't speak shit.
I tried.
That's the most harsh we can possibly say that.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You know that? No,
Colin,
it's fine.
Colin,
No,
I'm
she right.
Colin,
No, she right, boy. No, she right.
Oh,
She
but
right.
hey,
No, she
Hannah,
right.
But
I
Colin, just
done
say
that.
what you had
I
to
should not.
say.
No, I should not say that. No, I should
Two
not
of
say
you
Say
that.
what you
It's
had to
fine.
say.
Everybody
Quiet.
shop. Everybody shop. Everybody
Yes,
shop.
I-
Everybody shop. We got
Because
Dillon's.
if I say what I have to say, we are
Shut your
covering
mouth.
this whole thing.
Everybody
So,
shut up.
I'll go ahead.
Everybody shut up.
Colin.
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
start swimming from a
No,
side.
don't answer me. Shut up.
He called.
What?
Tell him, hey.
Yo, crazy.
Everybody is going to get one
Uh,
sentence before we move on. Dillon, go ahead. Use your one sentence.
Collie, shut up.
Rajiv,
What's wrong with you people?
Lachlan,
Oh, that me?
Meat,
That's it.
No,
Me saying that's it was also my sentence.
Collie.
I want to die.
Good.
Fucking broke me.
I just remember you told me the story, and I was like, "Why does this man sound like a crackhead?" I know
Wait,
that
why
I've heard the
Sharma don't
story.
get a
It's full.
sentence?
I
Sharma.
can now confirm that this man is indeed a crackhead.
Sharma.
Lachlan, I find you real quick. If I'm on to use the sentence, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't need a sentence.
Hey, boy,
you used your sentence
Lachlan,
already,
shut up.
Lachlan. Right,
call me Ali because I do not respect the rules.
okay, everybody, be quiet. Let me just breathe, collect all yourselves.
All right, guidance counselor, thank you very much.
Fuck you. Shut up. Everybody shut up.
Alright, y'all ready to praise Jesus?
Yeah, let me get our Bible story, please.
Yeah.
A moment for
Yeah,
our
we have
Lord
a
and
Bible
Savior.
story double feature because I did not know what Bible
Yeah.
story to
I
say.
now remember the
And
story I
then
was going to tell.
"Hey, Sharma," and then Ali was like, and then had that man who like the lions and then the fire, and I was like, that's two different things, but basically the same thing. Let's go. So we're gonna talk about two happenings that happened in Babel. The story of Daniel and the lion's den, which everybody knows. Everybody knows. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which is also really well known, but can be cloned for very different reasons. But both of them have the same basic inciting incident, which is that these two groups, you have Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over there. They're their own group of like scholarly boys. They're very good lads. And then Daniel, who was a very wise man. Both of these groups are in Babylon. And they're praising Jesus. Well, not Jesus yet. That's the whole conceit. They're praising God. And then in Babylon, the emperor is like, "Hey, yo, so I know y'all love God, not Jesus yet. Y'all love God, but no, I'm going to put up this golden statue of myself. And this is what you guys have to worship now. And if you don't bow down to the statue, that is it. You're going through. It's over." So Daniel heard this and he said, "Lol. Uh, you can't like pray to anything other than the emperor, and you have to like bow down to these statuary things." So Daniel naturally, because he already had some like clout with the emperor at this point, because he's like a wise man and all that. He was like, "L to you, my dude." He would not bow to the thing, and then every day when he did like his prayer and stuff, he would do it by his window, so everybody on the street below could see that he was doing it, because he had no respect for the rules, much like an unnamed individual within this cult.
Yes, sir.
So with that being the case, the emperor was like, I can't really ignore the fact that you are very openly praying outside of your window every day. And Daniel's like, "Pass through then." And he's like, "Oh, wait." So the king, keep saying emperor, but this is the king. He was like, "All right, well, as much as I hate to do this to you, because we go way back, he's my boy, I'm gonna have to feed you to the lions, bitch." And Daniel was like, "Pass through, like, do it then. No balls." So then the king throws him into the lion's den.
Imagine a wise man saying LTU and no ball.
Yeah, I thought he was wise. He was ahead of his time. But so he puts him in the lion's den, and the whole night the king is like, "I really shouldn't have put my dog in the lion's den, I really shouldn't have done that to my boy." Like, that was a very not cool thing to do to this wise man that has saved our nation and all that. But because he like made the decree, he was like, "I can't like pussy out now and be like, okay, I can take him out and have the guards go and save him." So he leaves him there all night, and the entire night he's feeling some type of way about it. He's like, "Oh damn, like I really did that to my boy." So he runs over there in the morning, ready to like collect his remains and stuff, and like bury him, at least give him like the burial and all that. When he reached, Daniel's just posted up there. Like, he's just chilling with the lions. And the king is like, "Huh?"
Huh?
And he's like, "I told you, God is my boy. Of course I'm not gonna die. Are you stupid?" And then he's retrieved from it. And then the king doesn't just do a 180 like character development and be like, "Okay, we just can let everybody praise God." But at least Daniel, they left alone. because they realize nothing's gonna happen. Like he has that connection with God, and it's very real and all that. So this nigga holy, basically, is the gist of that story. Then, in the same vein, with the same like inciting incident, which is the statue he has to bow down to, we got Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These are some boys. These are some good boys, some good lads. They also wise, but they're not wise men with the king or anything. They're just kind of like doing their own studies and all that. So when it was time for them, the king was like, "Oh, nah, nah, y'all, it's over. we gonna do you guys duty as hell." So I think he actually gave them like one chance or something along those lines, because he didn't just jump to "I'm throwing you guys into the pit of fire." Well, he was gonna throw in the pit of fire. That's gonna happen. But he gave them a chance to like renounce it and bow down. They was like, "No, like we didn't do it up to this point. You think we're gonna do it because you show up? We already knew that we was gonna get killed. You stupid." And the king was like, "All right, ease up." And he lit the furnace they gonna throw them into as hot as it could possibly go, to the point that when the guards that threw in the trio of lads died from the heat as they like carried them and threw them in. And these three boys stood up there in the midst of the flames, completely unaffected. So they're just vibing. The king is like, "What? Like, what am I looking at here? Hello? Can y'all just die already?" And then as he's looking, he realized that there's a fourth figure that is now there. And he looks upon this figure and he's like, "There's a fourth one in their midst." And he looks like the Son of God. And in my head, I'm like, bullshit, how do you know what the Son of God looks like? What do you want? Jesus has to be born for like, he's not gonna be born for like what, 2,000 years or something? Like, what do you even say? Looks like the Son of God. You don't even praise God. Like, you are not a reliable narrator. But anyway, this fourth individual, who the Bible basically says, is Jesus before Jesus, thing, pulls up, escorts the boys out, and disappears. And then the king is like, "Damn, so your holy nigga is kind of crazy. I'm just gonna like let you guys do your thing." Because wow, boy, the gods that threw you guys in died, and y'all didn't even break a sweat. Nah, y'all different. And that's how that story ends. They just built different to the point that they don't die. And then the king is like, "All right, I guess y'all could praise Jesus," and that's it.
Nice.
Remember when medieval people used to
literally just
die?
two examples of
Did
guys
the king
that
start
had
praying?
Why
clout
everybody
with
start
God.
talking over each other?
Yeah, let's shut up.
We're just trying to answer a question.
It's two examples of groups of people that were just had so much clout with God that God just decided that they're not going to die. They're just like, "Nah, y'all can just vibe. I don't care. Like, y'all stand up for me," which makes it an even bigger L when somebody is like a martyr, because it's like, "Oh, so God, you're gonna save Daniel, but because you just good on good with him, but this other guy, he gotta die." But Daniel, he could just chill with the lions. But the rest of the missionaries had a dead out. Okay, I see how it is. So yeah, the moral of the story is that God plays favorites and don't die in fire.
Also,
I feel like the whole point, yeah.
also the book of John, chapter 4, verse 1.
I mean, the moral of the story is supposed to
what they
think
were trying to go
is
for
to
was
stay
that if you have
steadfast in
faith
your
in God,
faith.
then He will protect you.
Oh God.
All of that was
if you stay
incomprehensible.
steadfast- If you stay steadfast in your
Why you
faith, that God will deliver you even in the face of adversity.
No, we're doing
But
this again.
that message completely falls flat by when you realize that there's so many people that stayed steadfast in their faith and just took a fat L. And then you look over at Daniel, and Daniel's like, "Nah, I'm fine. Like, God just decided I'm built different." So yeah.
Okay,
All those
everybody
of you
get
that
one
died,
sentence
L.
again. Rajiv?
Okay.
No, you have to look at like the martyr to people save ratio at the time.
Lachlan?
I too heard this story growing up.
Meet? Collie?
What happened?
Yeah, I think that's
Sharma?
I have a question. Did the king
That was your one
start
sentence.
praying?
No, it's have a semicolon. Loshi.
Okay.
Did the king start praying after like he realized that God plays favorites? Or like that
No.
God actually real or something? Oh no. Okay,
No.
all right.
That whole thing. Like Daniel. Daniel is also the one who, before the time of Revelation, the most like bonkers prophecies and stuff come from Daniel, who like they just like God memed on Babylon so hard, so many different times. The whole thing. I could probably tell a bunch of different Bible stories from that involve Daniel. But yeah, the king was just like, all right, I'll let you guys pray, but like, I'm still not trying to be holy, to be honest.
Okay.
Which is astounding, but also I can't really blame him too much because that way Daniel was just built different.
Collie.
Yes, Ali.
I heard you were saying something about the Bible verse just now.
You said John.
Oh, I mean, Book of John, chapter 4, verse 20.
Yeah, we're going on there.
Basically, what I got from the story. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him
Not
shall not
420.
perish, but have everlasting life.
You saying that like
Sounds
you're
360.
rapping? I didn't hear one thing.
Really?
John loved the
That's
world so
bad.
much that he gave them his
No.
only son.
Come, that's John
Okay,
360.
okay.
No,
Oh, that's
Colin,
316?
that's
What was
yeah,
420?
Colin, that's a
You just
spoiler.
have 420 on the
420
mind, brother.
blaze it.
You
Read on
just
the
have
mind, bro.
420 on the
I
mind,
know
brother.
he was rapping something. Shit.
Yeah.
Sharma.
It's a travesty,
My
bro.
life is a lie.
Yeah, but Colin,
The
that's a
Travis
spoiler.
Scott.
That's a spoiler. We're in Babylon right now. That doesn't happen for the
Hey,
next 2,000
We
years.
should have actually like sequenced
It
these
could
Bible
be
stories so that it
worse.
goes through, you know.
We'll be in Jerusalem.
Y'all want me to create a sequence playlist of Bible stories for y'all?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
It's
man.
called
From
the
next
Bible.
week, we'll do one directly after Daniel and the Lions. Then
I go.
do
If we
one
had
from
time.
after that point.
Yeah.
If we
We
have
should do
time.
it
If we had time.
on Boxing Day.
All right, if
Boxing
we have
Day.
time, then next week we'll do.
Also, guys, I asked my friends why Cave Hill is called Cave Hill, and my friend's response was, "Has caves, lol, and it's a hill."
Thank you, Lachlan's
That's what I
friends.
Yes,
said.
sir.
Shout out Lachlan's
Okay, like he
friends.
did provide more context, so like he explained that like there's like apparently
Nah,
a
you
big
already tell us everything we need
Yeah,
to know.
shut up,
you're
Lachlan.
good.
Shut up.
All right, fuck you too.
Shut up,
Wait,
Lachlan.
Kiefel's on a hill?
Nah, Gil.
Rajiv,
I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you.
What the fuck,
No,
bro?
I know like the original
Nah,
Cave
nah,
Hill
nah,
in
nah, 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 nah,
Belfast
nah,
is
nah,
on a
nah,
hill.
nah, 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 nah,
It
nah,
has
nah,
hills with
nah,
caves, but
nah,
I
it's
was
over.
under the impression
Rajiv,
that
it's over.
Barbados was lacking.
Rajiv, it's over.
Anyways,
It's okay, Rajiv.
What's the next topic, Ali?
yeah, we waste so much time that we might as well like talk about pets even though we over an hour. So I invite everybody. We're
What's
gonna
up,
go down
pet?
to the line to talk about their pets or a pet they may have had in the past for a little bit. Rajiv, starting with you.
We had fish. They all died horribly.
We picked the worst person
And
to
a
start
dog.
with.
Yeah, you should.
No, but we had a dog, Spiky. He lived a long and happy life, and he's
Okay.
buried in the back.
Nice, shout out Spiky.
Aw.
Alright. I've had a lot of pets throughout my life. Most notably though, we've had dogs. I had several Pompex, Pomeranian Pekingese crossbreeds that I got from a family friend. Those all live very long lives, and we had a lot of puppies because they
Colin?
used to breed a lot. But yeah, it's like especially Dillon would know them, but Dillon's not here right now. And then yeah, we had hamsters. Well, I had hamsters. I had Snowball, and then I had Septimus. Wait, no, it was Septimus, then Snowball. With my two hamsters that I had. They each lived.
How old were you when you had these hamsters?
It was very recently. I was in my teens, yeah. But yeah.
So what kind of like child Ali would have a hamster named Septimus?
Septimus because he was the seventh pet that I had complete autonomy over.
Okay, but what? Septimus?
It's Latin for like seventh or something.
The
average person does not name a pet like that.
It was a cute name for a Tyrian
The man
hamster.
is not the average person.
Built different.
That sounds like it's going
You
to like
know
come back
that
in time
Ali,
and try to kill me.
You know that Ali is the type of man that would not bow down to the statue, and the king would just watch him and be like, "Nah, that man not gonna burn.
Yes,
He ain't gonna burn. I ain't
He's a
gonna
fourth
try."
figure amongst his midst. But yeah, both of those hamsters lived about 2 to 2.5-ish years, which is about life expectancy for hamsters in captivity. I've not had hamsters since. I've also had turtles. which ran away because my brother was supposed to watch them while I was cleaning the pond, and he did not.
And guess what he did?
It was like
not to that.
I was like
What's
cleaning
the
up the pond, and David comes up to me, and he starts helping too. And it takes me a good 10 minutes to realize, wait a minute, David, where are the turtles? And then they were gone.
If you're
What's the
here
life
and
ex-
I'm
yeah.
here, who's driving the turtle?
Who's flickering the lights?
What's the life expectancy of a hamster in the wild?
I have no idea.
Beautiful.
But they're rodents, and rodents don't typically live that long. I think in the wild it's got like 10 years, though, maybe. I don't know. And then, most notably, most recently, if anybody's following me on Twitter, they probably know about these. But it was last year or the year before? It was last year. Yeah. That my mom saw 2 kittens walking around in the street, picked them up, and put them into a laundry basket because she didn't know what to do with them. And I just remember waking up to a message saying, go outside and feed the cats. And in my mind, I'm like, we don't have cats. What are you talking about? Go outside and feed the cats in the laundry basket. And sure enough, right there were 2 kittens in the laundry basket. And yeah, she didn't know what to do with them. So I was like, instead of keeping them in the fucking laundry basket, I'll just put them in my room and take care of them. And I've been raising them ever since.
Very nice.
Up until I had to leave the country.
Go outside.
Yeah. So that's sugar and spice, very
Shout out
nice
to
cats.
And everything nice.
Yeah.
Okay, the hamsters live less in the wild for obvious reasons.
They live less in the wild.
Yeah, because they get, eaten.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They're so small, yeah.
Those boys got no survival skills, brother.
Also, like, living in the wild is a lot more stressful than living.
Well, I guess I helped them contribute to like happier, longer lives then. That's nice. That's nice to hear. Thank you, Rajiv.
Yes.
And well, yeah.
You're bigging up yourself.
Oh God. It's happy news because I love those hamsters a lot.
But good job. Yes, good job.
Fuck
I was
you,
just trying to be
Sharma.
funny,
Fuck
sorry.
you.
No, it's okay, it's okay. You did a good job. You did a good job.
Lachlan, you go ahead. I'm not bad, dude.
All right, yeah. I too have had a lot of pets over the years. I don't know if you guys could tell. Maybe you possibly heard them in the background. But I have a few dogs. I've been having dogs since I was like a child. The first that I remember were like a pair called Myro and Union, and there was like I don't remember. They were named after something. I don't remember what. But I just remember like I used to like Myro, and then Union was like a little bitch, and he used to like me, and we used to get along. But then Myro was super sweet, so I liked Myro, and then Myro died, and then we just had Union, and then Union died, and then we just had Lee, and Lee was just like big and lazy, and we had him for way too long because he lived for way too long, and then we put him down. I've had a lot of dogs in between there. Some of them in Pat come to like less fortunate ends. I had a dog that hanged herself accidentally. That was awkward. Not awkward. That was not pleasant.
That was awkward.
Lachlan, you are speaking in the most neutral
Yeah, it's
way.
kind of messed up, bro. What the fuck?
Yes.
No, it's just that I woke up one day and my dad was just like, "Oh, the dog's dead." I'm like, how? He's like, "Yeah, she hanged herself." I can't remember. I was like a child at this time. I was young.
Why he hit you with that with the same cadence as man saying the moon counted?
Well, like I don't remember. Everything was, but it was like, yeah, I woke up one day and the dog was dead and it hanged itself, and like I walked outside and like because we have a fence, and I guess like what happened was that the dog jumped up on the fence and the collar got caught on the fence and it was like unable to like get herself down. And then like I think I remember seeing it because I do have like an image in my brain of just like a dog just like upwards like limp, like being propped up against the fence.
When I put this topic on your list, I didn't expect it to be this depressing and like morbid.
Yeah, sorry,
horrific.
I'll move on. I won't talk about. I have a few other dogs that have met some like grizzly ends, but like.
Oh my God, Lachlan! What the fuck?
Here's what Lachlan. Here's what Lachlan.
Yeah.
After this black one, guys, don't wanna ever get a dog ever again.
Currently, we have 4 dogs that we take care of. We have 2 females which hate each other, which is why you will always hear them. Because we got them back in, I think it was like back in 2014. We got 2 dogs. One we gave to a friend of ours, and the other we kept. But we already had a female dog, and then the 2 female dogs hated each other and would not stop barking at each other. relentlessly. So like, and like one of them's like tiny, and like she like I feel like we all know that if like the older female dog gets the opportunity, she will kill her ass. But like she just does not listen, and for years on end, whenever she has come outside, she will always run up to the other dog's kennel and like just like stare at her and just make the other dog bark at her. And then if it's the other way around, if the other dog is out, she will just bark her head off at this dog, and it just is nonstop. We used to have like another like male dog who was like really sweet, and he was just like in between there, but then he died like a few years ago. And then when that happened, we got back the dog that we had given to the other guy, and we started raising him now. And that's my male dog. He's really nice. He's really lazy. Like I was told to take him for walks, but like he'll always go out for a certain period of time. Then the minute that like I'm ready to go home, he'll just like start like he'll be really lazy. Like he'll go for like 5 minutes, and then he'll be like, I want to go home. And then he'll like start like slowing down and like trying to turn around. And then when I actually go to turn around, he'll just like be ready to like jet off and run back home. There was one time I was just like, I wonder what will happen if I like let him off his leash in the middle of nowhere. And like I let him off his leash, and he just starts sprinting up the street to like, get home. And like this was like when we first had this is like when he was still new. So like I had to like yell out for his name, and that was like the first time he really listened to me, because there was like a truck coming the other way. So I was like, "Yo, stop!" And then he actually like stopped and turned around and like looked at me, and then he let himself back on. And like that was like our first bonding experience, I guess. I like him. He's like he keeps me sane sometimes. I used to like take him out for walks and just like talk to him, just to like vent about my life. It was nice. We have a nice bond. I love that dog.
Nice.
But yeah. And then like last year, I think it's been around a year, because I think this happened like while I was back for Christmas break last year. But like also he and the same like dog I was talking about, that the small one that wants to get her ass cut, like they had a litter of puppies, and then we were able to get rid of all but one of them, so we just have one of her puppies there, and he's fun, I guess. But yeah,
I guess
that's it for my dogs. We also have had a lot of fish. When I was in secondary school, it was my job to feed the fish, and I constantly forgot to feed the fish. It was like a running joke. Thankfully, like I left, and obviously like someone took over in feeding the fish, and so now I no longer have to feed the fish. So I just don't care about it anymore. It's better than the time when I had to feed the fish as a child and I killed an entire pond of fish.
What does be going on with you?
Oh my god! You know what, Lachlan?
Okay, like mini story. Just what happened was my dad was like, "Yo, go feed the fish," and I was like, "All right." And I had like a container of flakes, so I was like, "Let me just put my hand in and like feed the fish some of these flakes." And then my like 7-year-old brain was just like, "What if I put all in?" So I just turned it upside down and dumped all of the flakes into the pond. And then like I came back the next day, and it had clogged the filter, and all of the fish were dead. It was not a pleasant sight. I'm pretty sure my dad cut my ass, as he rightfully should have. But it's okay. We move on.
Okay.
We actually demolished that pond because we no longer had use for it because all the fish were dead. But yeah, I've also had
a force of death in this world.
It's just a cycle of death over and over with this boy Lachlan's pet.
Yeah,
anyway,
sorry.
We had a turtle. I think the turtle just disappeared one day. I don't know what happened to it.
Like David was watching it for you too.
Look at it. He's like, David, if you're here, then who's watching the turtle?
I felt so stupid in that moment because he was helping me for a good 10 minutes before I realized. Wait.
What really hurts me is the one where Lachlan's dog hung himself. I still trying to complain. How would that manage to happen?
I just told you, like, the dog jumped up on the fence. Its collar got caught on the fence.
I know, but it's just imagine it happening. It's like, how
it's better than the dog
I'm a child.
Sorry.
That was a odd day to come back home. Anyway, like I said, there was the turtle. I had a hamster as well. Like, we had the hamster around the same time we had a cat.
Oh no,
yeah. It was like a weird, because the hamster was basically my.
You always tell me a lot about me.
Yeah,
wanting a pet and everything.
I started
right?
to think like all the Sharma hate's unwarranted, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Sharma hate
100. No, I never kill any of my pets.
The only one of these that I had actually killed was the fish. Granted, it was a lot of fish.
That was a
but
genocide, Lachlan.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We move on.
The fish couldn't move on. The fish couldn't
fish
move on.
had-
I just
did
get so
not
much
in
hate.
fact move
I just get
on.
so much hate for wanting an animal that
Why
I could
am
love
I
and
still
cherish.
getting hate?
Okay, but you
Right?
want high maintenance animals. I take care of my animals now. I take my dogs for walks. I feed them when my dad can't. Like, I take care of my dogs. At
Okay.
least.
You think I don't take care of mine?
But is that
But,
all?
like,
Is
that's
that
not
all the
his
pets,
point.
Lachlan? So we can move on.
It's also
That's not his
the fact that I'm not looking to raise a hamster, to raise a rabbit right now. Because I don't have time to
My
raise
exam's done. I have like a time.
Sharma,
I
you
could swear this girl Sean want me to get a duck. You send me tweets from
anyway.
Yes, I want duck.
every 2 seconds.
Lachlan, you have more to say?
I wasn't done talking about my hamster and my cat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Just finish up,
I
please.
feel like you
But yeah. So I had a hamster that used to like stay in my room, and the cat used to like just like come in the room and like stare at her like all the time.
I wonder
Like,
why.
we were just like, yo, my cat wants to murder the hell out of my hamster. And I don't know what happened because I don't remember this happening at all. I just remember apparently at some point the hamster cage was left open and my hamster got out and the cat got into my room. And everyone was so scared because they were like, yo, the cat has murdered the hamster. And then they came into my room and they were just chilling. Like they were like the two of them were just like hanging out, I guess. I don't know what happened, but like
they had a business agreement.
yeah. That's also the same cat that on my sister's ninth, like we woke up on my sister's 9th birthday and she just like shot like in her bed. So
A gift.
Happy birthday to you.
Nice.
I went to
Excuse
St.
me?
Lucia for a week and then I came back and then the hamster was dead.
God damn
I
it.
don't know what happened.
Rip.
Like it was not my fault. Like
A
someone,
long
I guess, was supposed to take care of the hamster, and then I was in St. Lucia and I
You
got a call
are
and I was
dead.
like, "Yo, your hamster is dead." And I was like, "What?" And then I came back home to a dead hamster.
They left it in the cage?
That was the
Did
only
you take it
information they
out?
give you. They just said the hamster is dead, and then they
Well, like
hung up.
no one knew how it happened. The hamster just turned up dead.
How long did it live?
Yeah.
How long did it live?
I don't know, but I feel like, as far as I remember,
my
that's the
God,
first time I
what?
traveled since I had gotten her. So it couldn't have been like more than a year.
Ooh, I was kind of young then.
Yeah. There was also like the last thing I'll say about my cat is that like it was like I don't know if this happens with like other people's cats, but like she was the type to just like we used to keep her in the garage and then she would just like leave the garage because like there's like we have like an opening in the garage, so she'd like climbed up and some stuff and would just leave and then she would disappear for like days on end. And then we would just be like, all right, the cat's gone, or like, all right, the cat's dead. This time she was gone for like a month. And then we were just like, all right, the cat's dead. And then like after a few days, she would always just like show up on our windowsill. Like she would leave for like God knows how long. She would come back to our house and then she would just show up on our windowsill and we would have to like bring her back inside.
Nice.
And that's all of my pet stories, except for the birds, but I don't raise them. They just fly in my house and shit everywhere.
I can't even say anything after that. Man Lachlan went on a whole tirade cycle of death and destruction that is his pet's history.
Go on,
Even
Nick.
had a
Leaving
pet
this.
before.
Nothing can be said to follow that up.
Tell me shit.
Yeah,
Look,
no,
most
continue
people's
to.
deaths are not my fault.
Meets, go ahead, please. Please.
All I have to say is I had my cat Vanilla, who for the first like month or so that we got Vanilla, we thought that it was a female cat because my cousin said to us, "Yo, this is a female cat. Do you want it?" And I said, "Yes." And my mom said, "No."
He's a
And I said,
fucking
"Please."
liar.
And then she said, "Sure." And that was the interaction.
Man,
And then, like a
actually, cat.
month in, I was like, "Wait a minute, this is not a female cat, in fact." But I'm still gonna stick with the name Vanilla because I named it because of its fur in the first place. Nothing has changed. That's the homie Vanilla, and Vanilla was a menace to society, as many cats are. The most notable event with him is when a bird got into our house and was just like flying around, and I was like, okay, this is fine for the most part. The bird would just fly out, and then Vanilla was like, I'm about to do something, and I was like, interesting. He grabbed the bird in his mouth, then like spun it around 3 times, and then tossed it against the wall, and the bird just like stood there in shock for like 3 hours. It just didn't move from where it was. It just stood there, and I like carried Vanilla away, and the bird stood there. And then after like 3 hours, it just flew away. And I was like, so why did you just do like a wrestling special move on this bird? Like, what was that about? And Vanilla, he didn't even try to like attack the bird or anything after that. Like, he just wanted to do that. That was just his way of greeting that bird. But then Vanilla does the same thing that Lachlan was talking about, where it's like leave for a while. And at one point, he had left for like a clean 4 months. So I had like completely like come to terms with the fact that this boy was gone. And he just like showed up. My mom the night before was like, I heard meowing outside my window last night. And I was like, what? And then that evening, he just like showed up and ran up and just walked over by his food bowl, like, where's my food? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Where did you come from? But like eventually at one point he just kind of like left and didn't come back. He just went. And Andy lives close by to me, and he said that every now and then, like, he used to see like Vanilla out and about, just like walking around, but he never came back home. He just like be out. So that boy is just a nomad. And I don't know if he's still out there like vibing, but yeah.
Some say Vanilla still walks the earth to this day.
To this very same day.
You know, that story that you told us was his cat basically wrangling this bird to the state of shock. It reminds me of this one video I saw on YouTube where the person was recording was afraid of snakes, right? And he ended up seeing a snake in the bush, and he was really afraid to go past it because the direction he was walking to was his house, right? But the snake was anyway. He was so afraid of snake that he just didn't want to go across it. And then his dog came dashing from behind him, took up the snake, spun it around, and fling it into your bed.
Collie, do you have a pet
That is
story?
the side of his house. Oh yes, I have
What
a
the
pet
fuck
story.
you
I
talking
just
about?
wanted to bring that up. I just wanted to bring that
Yeah,
up.
go ahead, bro. Go
Remind me
ahead.
of that, and I laughed really hard. Yeah. Well.
We
had two families. We had two families of dogs, right? But the only one I could remember was with two dogs that ended up staying with us or ended up surviving. And those two names and the names of those two dogs were Sparky and Blackie. Well, the mother was there too, Queenie. She was there for a time. I don't know for how long, but she died eventually. I don't know. I can't remember. But Sparky and Blackie, those were boys. Sparky and Blackie. The one thing I could remember is that they used to kind of be with guard dogs. Like any stranger that they don't know, they would bark at them. They wouldn't come up these stairs or whatnot. Like, we would have to go outside and tell these boys that, hey, don't interfere with these people, please. Leave them alone.
So
and then they'll go their way. Yeah, and whatnot. I think one of the dogs ended up outliving the other one. I think it was Blackie who outlived Sparky. But after we had to move from where I had grew up, well, we kind of basically had to ditch the dogs in the middle of nowhere, in the bush.
What?
Before we move, because they would have found us eventually. And then, well, after we moved
to understand the procession of the event.
I trying to remember all I could remember having as a pet, right?
But
I know there was.
wait, what you do to those dogs?
That's not the part that we don't understand.
Okay, what part I don't understand?
What you do to those dogs?
Why did you have to abandon the dogs?
I mean.
You mean?
I think it's because you couldn't carry them. I think it's because you couldn't carry them. So my grandfather had to send them in the bush, and we drove off without them. And we drove off without one.
What?
The what?
I remember. Yeah, because remember the Sparky had died a few years before, a year before Blackie. But because we couldn't carry him, we just ditched him in the bush. But as we moved into the other place, the neighbor had the dogs of their own, and they made puppies and whatnot. And we kind of used to take care of them, like we used to feed them junk food that we didn't need. But whenever they see the food just come my way and eat the food and whatnot. Well, yeah. I,
Is that
Well,
it?
yeah.
yeah. Let's just go with that. Because
Now
I could tell you that
Jesus
how it had
Christ.
2 families that dogs that they make, but the first family died tragically in 2 separate car accidents. And with the second one, I'd move out. And with the second family, I'd move out before then, so not much to say about that. I don't let's just go.
Dog
Okay,
was
okay, my
driving.
turn. Okay, my
I have
turn.
nothing else to say there.
Yeah, Sharma, go
Okay,
ahead,
my
Sorry,
turn.
please. Save
Sharma.
us.
It's my turn, right? I don't remember pets that we used to have when I was really young. I know we used to have a lot of cats, and we had a dog, and she was really shy. We used to call her Muxie, but I can't remember what happened to her. But when I was in like Form 1, I had now, not Form 1, standard 5, I had now moved out with mommy. When my parents got divorced, I moved with mommy to her parents' house, her mother's house. And there was a dog by daddy, right? His name was Jingle. I liked him a lot. He was very cowardly, right? But he was really sweet and he's for me. When I moved by mommy, right? A few days after, Jingle showed up. It's like a half an hour drive, right? And daddy did not drop him off because I made sure and ask. He's like, no, the dog just went missing. And the dog showed up half an hour drive away by my mother's house. So we just took him. It was weird, whatever. And he was still very cowardly, but he was really sweet still. So one morning, it was standard 5. I was waiting for my school bus, and I was on my school bus, and he was waiting with me, right? And that morning we were supposed to have a prayers in school for like exams, STA exams, because his that, and um, he was just there chilling, and then this white Range Rover killed him.
Oh my fucking god!
And then drove off. And then drove off, and like the person didn't come out or anything, and my neighbors saw it happen. So he pulled the dog on the side of the road, and I was just like crying. Like I witnessed the murder, like a hit and run, and I was crying because I loved him a lot. And my school bus came, and I cried all the way to school, like for the whole day. And then when I reached home, he was still alive, but like that's when he died, and I was really sad. So it was a while before we got another pet, right? Like I think like maybe 2 years.
Why do all these stories end in tragedy?
Because
nobody
pets
else has
don't live that
pets.
long.
No, you have
What
to.
do
No,
you
but like
Alright,
I
expect
talked
to
about
happen
my
when
turn.
you
I want
no, it's not
adopt
even
a
your turn. Is
pet?
that sure? We're not done yet. But like, I just want to say, like, mine, just passed normally. Like, what the fuck?
What do you expect when you tell
I don't
when you
know.
tell people to talk
But
about their
anyways,
pets? People
Yeah,
pets
let
go
me
ahead,
die.
Sharma. Go ahead, Sharma.
Expect when
it was like 2 years later before we got another pet. And one day mommy came home from work and she had a box and then she had a bag. And from the bag she took out a kissed muffin, right? So I
Oh
sat
no.
on the couch and I was eating it. And then she was like, open that box there. And then I got up and opened the box. And then it was a little puppy, right? So cute. And his nose was sticking out of the box. I was already like, oh wow. And so I named him Muffin. And we used to go on walks like every day after school because we have a trace in front of mommy's house. And we used to go down for walks all the time. And like he was small, but he was like chubby. So when he would walk down the trace, like his bottom was like walk first. I don't know if that makes sense. Like his back half he used to like lean forward down the hill and drag him forward. Anyways, he was really awesome. And then this big stray dog.
Oh
He was
god.
cute.
Oh
But he was so
no.
sweet.
Oh
No,
goodness.
it's not going that way.
Okay.
He was so sweet,
Okay.
right? And like he used to come every day. He used to play with Muffin, and they were really nice together. And so I bought a collar for him, and he just put his head in it, like if he was like if he already accept like yeah, I live in here now. I was like cool, dude. He was really nice. But that lasted a few
He said
months
about time.
because he and Muffin were mischievous, and my neighbor had
What?
chickens, and they used to go and run down the chickens and like, harass and abuse the chickens.
That sounds like fun.
So one after school, I came home and I was told that the dogs are dead.
Shit.
and
You
I was
just said
like,
it wasn't going that way.
it wasn't
I
going away in the
mean,
beginning. Right? When I came home and the dogs were dead, I was like, what happened to them? And they were like, the neighbors poisoned them. And I was like, what? Why? And I was like, because the dudes harassing chickens. And I was like, but okay, put your chickens in a cub. What the hell? But maybe I should have put the dogs in a kennel. So it's two ways. But I didn't have to kill my pets, you know? So yeah, that was my mommy. And then my daddy, we had this dog named Shami. He lived like for 15 years. He lived out his entire life. He died of old age.
Most animals live out their entire life, Sharma.
Lachlan, I swear to God.
Lachlan, you shut up.
No, as
True.
in like
Sharma, just
Lachlan, I
continue.
don't.
Sharma, just continue.
Lachlan,
Sharma,
shut.
just continue.
Anyways, right? His name was Shami. My sister got him from her friend when she was like in Form 6 or something. I can't remember. And he used to like eat like everything, like watermelons and coconuts and like I don't know. It was amazing. I know dogs eat everything, but he was kind of weird. Like he used to eat the rind and thing from the watermelons, and like it was interesting. And then it had this chicken we had a time right in the yard, and we thought like the dog would kill the chicken and harass it or everything. But they became like best friends, and they used to like play together and thing. The dog and the chicken, and like the chicken used to just sit on top of the dog, and they used to just be chilling all the time, and it's really nice. And then somebody stole the chicken. And then the dog didn't no longer had a friend, but he was so cool. And he used to do this thing where every time me and my sister said, like, we used to be like, show me your teeth. And he used to open his mouth and then close it and we'd be like, show me your teeth. And then he used to open it. Like, that was the only trick he knew. I don't know if that was even a trick or a coincidence, but yeah. After that, that's when we got Bunsen. That's mommy's cat. That's not really my pet, but it was, whatever, Bunsen is cat. He's a little bitch, but he's still alive. He does cat things and he's run away for a few days. And when he comes back after like 3 days of being not home, he eats like an insane amount of food, sleeps for the entire day, and then goes missing for another 3 days again. That's all he comes home to do is sleep and eat an insane amount of food.
he just needs a rest
And
stop.
Eat, sleep, wander, repeat.
yeah. And then we had parrots. We had two of them at a point in time, and I was really busy. I couldn't take care of them. I can't remember what point in my life, but it was a good few years ago. And so we were like, okay, we're gonna give away the parrots. Who want them? Anybody want the parrots? And nobody was like, yeah, they were the parrots. And then like next week, like after we realized, okay, we will no longer give away the parrots and we'll keep them and whatever. The next like couple months after that, when like we accept that the parrots are still ours, somebody who we know and who we also asked if they wanted the parrot for free stole them, stole one, and then a few weeks later stole the other when we were already going to get them away. So
Ooh.
So, yeah, the
yeah,
judges asked for it.
You
For
just
a
wanted to
blood.
commit some crime.
Crime can never done.
yeah,
Crime really can never done.
yeah.
You know, I should have just tell the story about my stepmother dog, but I just had to go on this weird little rant that I couldn't even remember. And it just sounded like a bunch of gibberish. So yeah, good job me. Go ahead, Dillon.
So you
Okay, Collie, self
would
pity
tell
session
us that you're
over.
not gonna tell us you did.
What the fuck?
I don't know, my time done. I don't know if Ali will allow it.
We already had like 90 minutes into the podcast. Dillon, please go if you're done, Sharma.
I have
Yeah.
plenty, but I'm just gonna tell one. And had a parrot for like 7 years.
Why you talk about the parrot and not Stan?
Shut your mouth, man!
God.
That's fucking
For the
And
boy.
we had a parrot for like 7 years, and everything was fine. But like, he would have his swing to swing on, right? So, it would have like two knobs on the end, and you would like push it into the stick, and then you would put the stick, and he would always bite the stick, right? So like every 2-3 months, we had to replace the stick because he would bite it out and then it would break because it gets thin, right? And then one time, he bite out the stick and the stick fall off, and but it had like the little knobs on the end, right? and uh, I don't know what it was. Something spooked him in the middle of the night, and he fly up, and the nubs was exposed, and he fly and he slit his own throat.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Why is
Yeah.
every single story just a horrible, depressing tale of a pet
I mean,
dying
the
in
only thing
gruesome
is-
means?
No,
The thing is, my
Sean, he was
stepmother
fine.
dog's still
He
alive.
lived to old age.
Come on, one thing being fine in this thing doesn't
One thing
absolve
was
the tales of misery and horror that Lachlan
Um,
regaled us with for like a clean
That's
20
true.
minutes.
Okay, I feel like it's
Nah,
not
nah, nah, I
that
don't want to hear.
many.
KL claims to
Yeah,
Here's
have a
the pet.
story.
I've had comparatively more
We'll do
pets
KL
than
last. Dillon, you want to talk about Stan a little bit? Because he's the one we all know.
Bro,
Stan,
you want to talk about Stan?
Oh god,
Collie?
I just like Stan.
yeah.
We have
We all love Stan.
all my
Stan,
homies
Stan.
love Stan.
Well, long story short, Stan probably get poisoned and he die. That's it.
I'm
Oh,
out.
that, we
Alright,
made the long
cool.
story
That is
too short.
a stupid
A
story.
little too
That was-
short,
We
but
made the long story way too short.
I meant if you
The
want
length
to
of
talk
the
about, like,
story
you know, what
can
he
be
meant
filled.
to you, or, like, you know, how you used to get on.
Oh, nah, good.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Ali, it sounds like you really want to talk about
Kale, you
I
have,
should
you
have
have,
really
you
talked
have
about that.
story about your pets that you want to tell, so we can just fucking get out of here, please.
I don't know about you, but I'll take time.
Kale?
Hi, yeah.
Yeah, welcome. More.
I'm on. Yeah, I have a story about the pet.
Go ahead. Floor is yours.
Go ahead.
I never had a pet.
Thank you.
Good job, KL.
Thank you. Alright.
That's already nice.
Okay.
Closing
Okay,
remarks.
good night.
Closing remarks. Dillon, please.
I was barely here, but it's a great episode if you ask me.
Kale, closing remarks.
I tired as hell.
Viv.
Add on the sound test.
I'll upload the sound test. Lachlan.
I love all of my pets equally.
Meet.
Just be built different.
Collie.
After hearing all these pet deaths, I don't want to kill myself anymore.
What?
Okay.
What? We don't have this conversation.
Sharma.
Okay, we'll have this conversation after.
It was an interesting episode. Sometimes we should all know when to shut up.
Alright.
No.
And I'll just
No.
say that this was like, I thought this was going to be like Subway in the sense that it was something so simple that we couldn't fuck it up. It was just something that we could talk about.
Okay.
And
But
be
like
fun
for the record, I
and
think we were
casual.
just talking about the
Oh,
pets
well,
we
that's
have
not-
now, but then you went down the line and started talking
Yeah.
about all the ones you used now. So I was like, okay, I gotta talk about all of them.
If you know the people in here have had a lot of pets, but currently do not possess a lot of pets, the only thing that could have happened is that many of those pets
I
have
didn't
died.
think Lachlan would talk about
Providing
fish
guidelines,
genocide.
Tragic.
Pets, and you talk
Absolute.
about all of your pets.
Yeah, because I have pleasant,
Name
enjoyable
this
When you
stories.
say pets, I thought
I
Lachlan
also
was going to talk about his dogs right now, and then you was going to talk about sugar and spice, and then he was going to call it tonight.
Yeah.
So you was like, yeah, let's go through.
Uh,
Let's go
I
through
thought I could
files.
just bring up my 4 dogs and how they loud, and then I would just go about my business.
Alright. Yeah, okay. This is what, oh yeah, 138, and we still have more to record? Oh my fucking god.
Oh, we do? Oh, yeah.
what do you mean?
We doing a mini episode after, we still going, bro.
Oh my god. And I'm
You'll
at
have a real
10%.
fun with that one.
Alright, yeah, from everybody here, this has been BTA Podcast episode number 18. 2 more for the
Sure.
year,
Good night.
that's it. So yeah, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
War, sadness,
No,
hatred.
fuck you, play it!
Good night.
Good night.